How
Hey,
are
Mike.
you? This is
Yeah.
fabulous. This is
Oh,
fabulous.
great.
Huh?
I'm doing great. Yeah. This is my good friend Alan. He's the one who taught me to put it in. Alan.
And I'm the
Hi.
helper.
That's my niece. That's my
Okay.
niece. Yeah.
We help us.
Yeah,
We
we
don't
do.
need
Yeah.
nothing, nothing, folks.
We definitely need helpers, but I'm so glad that
Excellent.
you chose to join us here at Ask Nana on the real, the raw, and the authentic. We're friends, close family, friends, and
Yeah, what's
everything.
that? Nearly.
Yeah,
Nearly.
and you're I was my subject is on gay then and gay now. So
Oh,
I'm trying
okay.
to get your perspective from back then to now and how we can basically help the younger generation or any information that you would be able to
Yes,
share with us.
but indeed.
And your sister also told me that they made a movie about you.
Yes, they did. Have you
Okay.
seen it?
Huh?
Have you seen the movie?
No, I have not. She just told me this a couple of nights ago.
Oh,
So she
okay. Well,
just
you
told.
have to see it. I
Well,
think I don't know whether they saw it or not, but it's on YouTube.
is it on YouTube?
I
Okay.
think, but you can get the address from her because they have seen it, and so
Oh.
it's okay. It'll be pretty much what.
Oh.
It'll be pretty much what now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Then, so how long do we have, my
We
dear?
only have 40 minutes, so we're gonna get
Okay,
right
I'm
in.
going to set this clock for 40
Yeah.
minutes. If I talk too much, I talk too long.
You
So
and
I'm
me
going to set
both.
this.
We'll just keep on going.
We have to talk.
Yes,
Let's
we
see.
do.
I have to get my glasses because
Uh,
I'm blind as a bat.
okay, now
I'm going to set this.
Get them
Okay,
on.
I'll set this for 40 minutes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So,
so like I said, everybody, this is Mr. Robert Lee Harris, known as Bob, here from was it
Copenhagen. Yes.
Copenhagen, Denmark. We're traveling off to hear his views and his excitement about our segment, Gay Then and Gay Now. So,
Mm.
Bob, I'm gonna call you Bob because that's what I'm used to. So,
Yeah, everybody calls me Bob.
yeah.
Yes, some
So
call me Robert, but you can call me Bob.
right. So
It's
this
easy.
is right. This is the month. This is Gay Pride Month. This is
Yes.
June. This is Juneteenth. So we have all these essence combined together, and we was just hoping that you can share with us some of the difference from now to when you came out.
Well,
So
that's a long story. That's why I wanted to find out how long I can talk.
well, just
I mean, I'll give this. Well, where is he now? Is he with you now?
no, no, he's not with me now. And this audience just will go to every young child, every
Oh, okay,
child
that's
that's
great.
hid, that's hiding, or haven't came out yet, or looking for a perspective to tell their parents to share. They're coming out
Oh,
with them. And I just want to say, it seems so. What's the word? Like the kids seem so emotional now. Like so
yes,
fragile. With their
yes.
feelings and everything. I wanted to get your viewpoint on when you came out, what year that
Oh,
was,
okay.
and
Yes. Well, sure. I start now, Marsha.
yes, go right ahead.
Okay, I'm going to start now,
All
and I'll
right.
give a brief history.
Okay.
I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We have four siblings, two
Mm-hmm.
girls and two boys. You know,
Uh-huh.
my sister and
Right.
married to John, and I have a brother and two. Well, there are four kids in our family. I'm number two of four.
All right.
When I was growing up, black and gay, it was difficult because there was our family. They were sort of homophobic,
Right. Right.
and all the gay persons in our church, our parents spoke very negatively about them.
Okay.
All the gay persons in our neighborhood, they did not like them at all.
All right.
And so it was difficult for me because I was teased in school about, the way I walked They said I threw a baseball like a girl, I threw a ball like a
Right,
girl, and
right, right.
you
Did you
know,
always know that you were gay? I mean, when you were younger, you
well,
always
Marsha, I found out I was gay when I was 6 years old. I
okay,
knew it when I
okay,
was 6 years old. But
okay.
I'm sure I was born gay. It's nothing
That's
that I
right.
chose.
That's right.
Nobody would choose to be gay.
Right.
Yeah, I was born that way. I was born black. I can't change that. I was born gay. I can't change that.
There you
No,
go.
I came out to my family when I was a teenager, and both parents were devastated because they were religious, brought up in the Baptist church. And
Right.
in the Baptist church, no black man is supposed to
Right.
be gay.
Absolutely. Did you happen to know Billy Porter by any chance? Did you know him?
Yes, I met him when I was working. I worked for Alvin Ailey, and I met him then.
All
And that
right.
was years ago
Right.
when I was in New York, because I went to New York a lot to work. And so I did meet him, but I don't have contact with him right now, but I
Okay.
see him on
No, that's
TV.
it was just a curious question. So, can you like for the youth that is going on now with the gay pride, the different words, the different names, and uh,
Yeah, that's
what it, how
LGBT.
was it for you in those older times, in those olden days? I mean, how was it as far as police, community? Was it really rough to get around and move about as a person, as a gay person?
Yes, it was. Because in Pittsburgh, I came out as a teen in high school. I was around 15 or 16 years old, and
Okay,
I used to sneak around because I knew some gay persons living in Pittsburgh, and that yes, they used to have parties. And
right,
then I met the thing is, I met a guy, and how they found out that I was gay. We had, in the old days, you had telephones. We had telephones on the first floor, on the second floor, and the third floor.
right.
And my mother was home one evening, and I was on the telephone with my boyfriend.
Oh,
And we were the things that we said to each other, and she was devastated because she was picking up the phone to call her girlfriend.
right,
And
right.
I was on the phone with my boyfriend,
Oh my God.
and girl, we talked. We said everything. We were so in love,
Oh,
and she
oh,
heard all of that, and that's the first time that they knew that I was gay. Because
okay.
I didn't tell them. I was sneaking around with my boyfriends in school, and
Right,
I had a lot of girlfriends too. Not
right.
just ladies, but I
Good
had
cover up
girlfriends.
plan, huh? Good cover up
Yes,
plan with the
exactly. On the
girlfriends.
down low, I guess you
Yeah.
could call
Okay, on the down low.
it.
So, and what made you move to Copenhagen, Denmark? Was it because of any activity about being gay in Pittsburgh annoyed you?
No, not really, Marcia. The reason I moved to Denmark because as a child, I always dreamed of living abroad. I don't know. I wanted to study linguistics because I was just tired of the state spirit with the racism, the homophobia.
Right, right.
And you know what? I read a book by James Baldwin. You, of course,
Yeah,
know who he is.
absolutely.
And the book was called Giovanni's Room.
Hmm.
And he wrote about being black and gay in the States.
Okay.
So, and that book I identified because he told my story in that book. And he moved to Rome. He left the States and moved to Rome. And he met this boy named Giovanni, an Italian boy. And that's where that title comes. And he stayed with him in that room.
Oh, okay.
So that's when I got the idea. And I was thinking that I'm going to move, or I'd like to go abroad because he described Rome.
Right.
And then he wrote another book called Another Country, where he moved from Rome to Paris and described the wonderful people there and how
Right.
wonderful he was accepted everywhere.
Right, right. And it seems to
He had
be
no
more acceptance overseas than it is. And back here at home, Pittsburgh's a racist, they homophobic. They got all kinds of issues.
Yes.
So I was
Well,
wondering, like, so there was a movie made about you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
yes. Well, it's that's a long story,
Well,
but
let's cut it a little
I was
short.
doing volunteer work for the AIDS Stop AIDS thing for high school kids, and I gave a speech
Um,
about safe sex, how to use safe sex, and how to avoid getting HIV. And
uh,
that was 3 years ago when AIDS was really
right,
on top,
right.
and giving this gave this discussion of and then there was a young man in the audience who I didn't know at the time, but it was outside of Copenhagen, and we took the same train back to Copenhagen,
All
and we
right,
happened to speak, and we became friends, sort of friends.
all right.
He lived in my neighborhood, and we became friends. And after later on, he became a journalist for one of the largest newspapers here.
All
And
right.
he asked me, he said, "Well, I'm making a film, and I like to make this film about growing up black and gay in the States." And that's what it was about me. And
Uh,
he said, I want to hear about after you moved to Europe.
right,
Uh,
right.
so it was just a story of my life,
Well,
really.
I'm definitely gonna look it up and definitely watch it. So, like here at home, well, I guess all across the world, we have the gay, the pride. The name has gotten so long.
Mm.
I like the inclusiveness, of every gender just living their best lives. This show is about the real, the raw, and the authentic. So as long as you stay authentic to yourself, I believe that we can move forward. So we would like to ask you,
Yeah,
like, like,
yeah, okay. Yeah,
like.
he's going now.
All right, bye. Thank you
Yeah,
so
okay.
much. Thank you. So, one question I would have like to ask you is, so from you starting out to being gay and today's gay children, what are their advantages? How do you feel that they can be more inclusive with their life and sharing their authenticness to their parents or to whomever?
Yes, well, I would suggest, well, it's easier, Marsha, it's easier now to come out than it was when I was
Right.
growing.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I would, to the young folks today, I would say, be yourself and, try, don't come out right away. I would wait and talk with your parents or your siblings.
Right.
It was my older sister who she knew I was gay because she and I were very close in age.
Right.
And I
Right.
told her, and she knew, she met a lot of my boyfriends, and she
Mhm.
knew.
Mhm.
But I would suggest to think about it to those you are closest to.
Right.
Your parents or either friends or your siblings,
Right.
because the siblings are it's much easier to talk to. For me, it was.
Right. And with social acceptance and children committing suicide about this issue, you know what I mean? I feel the
Yes.
same exact way that, you have to go and tell your parents, sit down and let the cards fall where they may, but I
Hmm.
think, like you said, it's the world is so accepting of it now, but you still got
Yes.
the gay bashers and
Yeah.
that
Oh,
want
you sure do.
to cause harm to people just trying to live their authentic life. So, what are
Yes.
some of the things that you had to go through? Were you ever like in fights, or was there ever any kind of brutality that was
No,
out of
not
the norm?
really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just teased a lot, Marsha.
Okay.
But I didn't get, fortunately, I didn't get into. I did get in a fight, but it wasn't about being gay. It was just they just wanted to beat me up.
Oh, okay.
I fought back.
I hear that. But for all our listeners, I am so glad to do this subject because, as I told you, I have a gay grandson. You know what I mean? And he's
Yes.
he's living his fabulous, authentic life.
How old is he?
He will be 17 in September.
Oh,
So
okay.
so with us, it was we knew when he was young too, about 6'2". we already
Yeah.
knew. You know, he said if you put my picture up to four other little boys, I'll still look like a girl. So we've moved forward and then that acceptance, and he will be doing a teen edition, so he could be able to flex and ask questions from other young people and older
Yes.
people too.
Yes. Well, you know what, Marsha? Getting back to my story, I I was planning to be in the States for 13 months to study.
All right.
But what happened? I met the love of my life.
All right.
And,
Okay.
and that's where I stayed in Europe because I was planning on coming back to the
Oh,
States to continue my
all
education.
right.
Because,
Okay.
but I stayed here, and I'm so glad I did because he's such a beautiful person. And you know, I was Marshall. I was accepted with open arms
Okay.
everywhere I went.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and of course, I didn't go telling people, "Oh, I'm gay,"
Yeah.
but
Right. Right. Right.
it's just normal. And because they in Denmark is the whitest country in the world,
Okay.
honey.
Is it? Can you tell us a little bit about Denmark and?
Yes, well, it's a beautiful. It's a small. You have to come over here. Marcia and Don have been over
I,
here several times.
I,
My mother's been here. My cousins. You have to come over and see me.
yeah.
But
I will.
anyway, Denmark is a small country. It's in Scandinavia, as you probably know.
Right.
The people are so kind.
And the
It's
gay life is
alive.
very
It's
accepting over
alive.
there. What
Yes.
about the gay life? Is it really accepting over there? You don't have
Oh,
any.
very, very much. We're celebrating Gay Pride Week, and every year we, like you in Pittsburgh, we have the Gay Pride Parade,
Right.
which I've been a part of. And I did volunteer work, as I mentioned earlier, for the Stop AIDS, the AIDS Foundation here.
Okay.
Because and I've been very lucky because if I could have gotten this disease also. I was just lucky.
Right.
Maybe the fact that I was in a permanent relationship and I didn't go around screwing around. So that's the reason I didn't get it because I'm sure I
Yeah.
would have
And
gotten
and that's the reason, not to cut you off, that I believe young kids should be able to share with their parents and middle teenagers, because you don't want them going out here just haphazardly and then wind up with some kind of disease they can't get it the fuck away
it.
from. You know what I mean? They'll
Exactly.
just be stuck with it. So, you know, how could you give some words of inspiration or some type of connection to the younger class, middle class, anyone that's coming out and is trying to move forward and stay healthy, but still live their real, raw, and authentic life?
Yes, well, I would say exactly what you said.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. You'd be a wonderful gay mom. You're not a gay mom, but you'd be and the advice that you give to your grandson is exactly what I would say to him.
Right.
You know, because nobody chose to be gay, as I said before.
That's right. That's right.
We were born gay, and you can't change that.
Right. And people don't seem to understand that, you know.
Well, because they think it's a lifestyle that we choose.
Right.
We didn't,
Right.
you know. So, and I've spoken to so many young gay persons who are coming out when I was doing my volunteer work. I don't do that anymore.
Right.
But I still have gay friends who are coming out. And in fact, one of my girlfriend's son, she said, you know, Jack is gay, and he's going to these gay bars, and
Right.
what would you suggest to him? And I said, well, I'll talk to him if he wants to talk to me, because Steve is very open about it.
Right.
But you know, people here in
Yeah.
Europe are more accepting
Okay.
to
Okay.
gay people,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know, in different lifestyles.
Right.
You know.
So, what do you think about kids transitioning when they're very young? You know, and do you think that the parents should wait to see how it goes? But some kids are transitioning into boys or girls, and their parents is
Yeah.
doing it at a really young age now. So,
Yes,
what
they
is your
are.
feelings on that?
Well, I have two wonderful godchildren who I helped raise. I would not. I would suggest that they wait
Right.
because because until they're at least teenagers or older, 18 years old. That would be my suggestion. Because if my godchildren had come to me and said that to me that they wanted to, it's a girl and a boy. Uh, had they come to me, Marsha, and said, I would have said no.
All right.
I said, I don't need to do that now. Not now.
Right.
Wait.
Right.
Okay, you are sure? Because many times I know a lot of teenagers who are confused about their sexuality.
Right.
When they're teenagers. And some of them are, go to one side or the other. But I would definitely say wait.
Right, because there has been cases where the kids have done this at the young age and then they want to revert back. You know what I mean? So
yes, that's the thing.
Yeah, so that's why I do believe that you should wait, to their teenage years. Make sure you're talking to therapists and you're moving along with your family and live your best life. But I think like at 6 and 7, you don't really know what's popping off.
No,
you know what I mean?
You're too young.
You don't have no. I mean, but if you 6 or 5 or 6 and you like dresses and bows, I say go for it. You know what I mean? Wear it. You know what I mean? So as you move forward and get older in your life, you can kind of see where you're at with it. But I truly do believe you're born gay. I believe that 100% because I took care of my grandson for years, and it was prevalent. It was just so obvious, you know what I mean? It's like somebody just opened the door, and he was such a shy person, but now his world has opened up to him. He's more confident young man about himself. He's getting ready to turn 17, and I just wanted to hear your point of view on helping, and I say teenagers and young kids, but I mean anyone that's thinking about coming out, no matter what their age is. What would your basic advice be besides sharing it with your family? That's number one. But how do you feel that they should go about their confidence or backing down, or somebody tell them like, no, you're not gay? What should they put out there?
Well, I can speak from my own experience.
All right.
I was very insecure. I had no self-esteem.
All right.
I didn't get it from my home because my parents didn't have it.
Right.
And what you don't have, you cannot give.
Right.
They
Absolutely.
did not have it at all. But the thing is, I had to wait until I left that home because it was a dysfunctional home.
Okay.
Dysfunctional home. My father was not a good example for any of us.
Right.
And we've all come to that because of his behavior. I'm sure maybe Marsha will tell you about his behavior.
Right.
My mother, she was a very Christian, loving woman and so kind and so good. And she she didn't accept my homosexuality in the beginning, but then one day she said to me, "Well, I'd like to meet some of your friends."
Right.
So I introduced her to our home, and they're lovely people. I said, of course they are. And I am not a victim mother.
Right.
She thought I was they were, and he did too. He thought that they were taking advantage of me.
Wow.
I did because I wanted to do that, but they felt that and my father didn't want me running around with guys. And he thought every guy I talked to was gay, which is not true. But it was very difficult.
So what would you say to people, young youth or older youth, about when you can't get that acceptance from your family, when you can't get them to see your point of view, or to understand your feelings and your plight about your life and how you're feeling about your life. What if you can't never get that type of acceptance from your family?
Well, I would say you have to accept yourself. Because in my experience, I graduated in February and I moved away from that home in September and never went back to live
Okay.
because I knew I wouldn't be totally accepted in that home by
Okay.
the parents.
So you're
Pretty much,
saying they should live, that they should just separate themselves from their families? Is that what you're
yes,
saying?
I left when I was 18. I
Mm,
couldn't leave before that time.
right.
And so that was what I did, and I would suggest that anyone whose parents don't accept them, accept yourself because
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I see it. And like I said, I did. Well, after I moved to Europe, and I met this lovely person, the love of my life, and I
Right.
brought him to Pittsburgh, and they loved him.
Absolutely.
Even my father, he said, "Oh, he's so nice."
Right.
And he was
Right.
beautiful, blonde, blue-eyed, Scandinavian guy,
Yes.
and they loved him. They loved him more than me.
So what year were you born in, if you don't mind me asking? Were you around when they were having murdering gays and the big thing that went on in New
Yes,
York?
I
'Cause you were
was,
around.
Annie. Yes, I was. I was in New York when they had that first uh, uh, um, uh, when the police were beating up gays.
Right.
I lived in Chicago at that time, but you could get arrested for being gay in Chicago.
Okay. Okay.
It was but I was. Oh, you asked me when I was born. I was born on the 15th of January, 1941.
Okay. So it's extremely, yeah, extremely prejudiced times, extremely hard times, coming up, and black and being gay. I would expect back then was, a hell of a journey to get to
Yes.
where you are now. You look fabulous, look like you're.
Marsha, I'm so happy. I love my life. There's so many beautiful people in my life.
Right.
Marsha and Don have met them, and they love Marsha and Don very much.
Well, that's
I
absolutely. Well, that's lovely. So maybe the next time we'll be able to meet your mate, meet your man,
Yeah,
Fred, and
yeah,
set up.
yeah, but because he just over this, he does this for me all the time because
Okay.
he's younger than I am, and he was born up with it. He's younger than I am. He was born with the computers and stuff. So I always have to call on him.
Well, hey, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for my nieces, I don't know.
Person.
Right, I
Martin got
understand.
him too.
I understand. So, can you reflect more on, just give us some basic information outside of like, you know, clothing, your apparel that you wear, your actual lifestyle, in Copenhagen? Is it extremely laid back, or is it?
Well, it's Danes are very laid back, but
All right.
laid back. Believe me, they are,
Okay.
and they are very healthy people.
Okay. Well, do you?
Very.
No, I'm sorry, cut you off, but do you have like gay clubs and stuff specifically that
Oh yes,
people?
yeah. Oh, you have a lot of gay clubs, gay cafes. But I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for a long time, so I don't go out. I did go out in the beginning, but I've been there and done it, and I
Right,
don't.
right.
Not
You know, well, the only reason I asked was because of the killing, the mass killing in the club with the gay people. Was that like the end of last year or something, where they had the
Yes.
mass murder, where they God went in there and killed all the people? So I was
Where was
just.
that? Is that in the States or was that abroad? I
No, that
remember.
was in the States. Wasn't that in Philadelphia, or was in in Miami, but then wasn't there one that where Alicia lived in Colorado. So there was a couple in
Ah,
Colorado. But my
yes,
thing is saying my we'll end in 10 minutes here, so I just want to tell everybody that this is I'm going to YouTube, and Mr. Bob will be our first big interview on YouTube on the real, the raw, the authentic, and the
yes,
subject is gay then and gay now. So,
that,
well, not in conclusion, because we still have about, what, 10 minutes. I want
oh,
to
good.
I really want to thank you, for,
Well, I thank you, dear, and you be sure to say hello to Donna. I love Donna.
I certainly will
Oh,
tell her.
really?
Everybody's
Yeah.
excited that I told them that I would be interviewing you. So everybody is like really excited about it. So I'm really grateful, like to my niece and stuff, because this will go to YouTube. It'll get me started with my YouTube channel. So I need subscribers. I want people to view it. Give me their information on basically how they feel. And
Yes,
any subjects that you think we could bring up. So maybe you share it with your Copenhagen friends. Maybe you
yes, I
share,
certainly will.
yeah, share my site with them. Ask Nana at Gmail.
Yes.
Send me questions. I'd like to
Yeah.
hear some more about it. With the time, it's really hard. So we hope we get to do another interview with you.
Yeah,
In
really.
the future. And you know,
Yeah.
uh, what's Tina Turner's word? You're simply the best. And
Yes, well, you the best too,
you're
darling.
simply the best. And I really appreciate being able
But
to,
I just want to share with you a little about my life today. By the way, I'm
all right,
retired,
okay.
but I still work because in Denmark you're allowed to work, and I work. I try to keep in shape because I work as a professional model here. They love
Oh,
black,
okay.
and I've done a lot of modeling work, and I work out at the gym every day for 2.5 hours. Every day, even on Sunday.
Oh, hey, I believe in working out, flexing, living. So if you don't move
Yes,
your body, you're gonna lose your body. You gotta get up. You gotta do
exactly.
stuff with it. You know what I mean? So, I,
And
I,
it's
I'm up at 6 in the morning. Yes, because you look
yeah,
great.
same here. Same here.
You look fantastic. You know what I mean? You
Well,
look.
thank you, Martha. And you're looking good too
Well,
yourself.
thank you. I'm trying. We're finally getting some sunshine here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, here too.
I'm trying to get all that DNA, that vitamin D I can get.
Vitamin D.
I'm trying to get it all. I'm trying to suck it up all because it's been like such
Yeah,
a crazy winter and crazy fall here. But
yeah.
I'm gonna say that once again, this is Ask Nana at the real, the raw, and the authentic, and we're speaking with Mr. Robert Lee Harris from Denmark, Copenhagen, on the subject of gay then and gay now. So, is there any last words or anything you would like to share with our viewers?
Well, I am very gay and very happy to be gay. It's the best life one can imagine.
All
And I'm
right,
thankful for all the love. I received so
right,
much love and
right.
respect in my work. And I was brought up in the church, in the Baptist church, and I still believe
In the
in a
back.
higher, in
All
the
right.
God.
Amen.
And I use prayer and meditation every single
All right.
day.
When you coming back to the States?
Girl, yeah, don't ask. No, I'm joking.
But y'all
But
get ready to go to Mexico, right? Y'all
No,
leaving?
I'm going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Mexico. Are you coming?
No, I'm going to Panama at the same time. My sister
Oh,
lives in Panama, so we'll be going to Panama at the same
oh,
time that
okay.
y'all going on y'all trip. You know.
Yes. Well, I'll be seeing them. I'll be definitely seeing them in Mexico.
Right,
And I'm
right.
looking.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you again. I want to say you're simply the best. I appreciate it. We finally getting together to do the interview. I
Yes.
know that been a little hectic, but when you're just starting out
Yes.
on something, it just never works the way you want. But this has been great. This has been
Yes,
fantastic.
thank you for interviewing me. I really appreciate
All
that.
right. I want to thank you. Love you.
Love you and give my love to everyone at home.
I certainly
Okay.
will. So this is Ask Nana at the Real, the Raw, and the Authentic. And we'll talk to you later. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Marsha.
Bye-bye.
Take care now.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.